Welcome back, and today we're talking about the God of High School episode 7. So like always, let's just jump into it. Episode 7 of the God of High School is one of those episodes that literally that's what the anime was made for. It was really just action-packed, heavy on fights, not a lot of sitting around and talking about lore or anything like that. It was literally just fights after fights after fights. Some fights have better animation than others, but that's of course understandable because we literally got like 20 minutes of straight fights, and they decided to focus more on like the commissioner side of the fights rather than the arena, the God of High School tournament fights, because yeah, the commissioner fights was like the best fights and the more entertaining and the more action heavy with all the Shiryu powers. I mean, this episode definitely brought it, and I think it did a great job at demonstrating people who have either mastered or are very good at using the Shiryu power compared to people like in the tournament where Jin and Mori and Han and all of them fought, and how they're not even using Shiryu yet. I don't know if they already learned it and they're not using it because they don't need to, but it seems like everybody in this second half of the tournament knows how to use Shiryu. So our main characters are definitely going to have to learn it, because I don't think they're going to be able to fight that one character at the end. I believe his name was Jagao. Yeah, if they don't have Shiryu, I don't think they're going to be able to beat that guy. But let's break the episode down, because there was some stuff that I did like, some stuff I didn't like. Of course, let's go ahead and just jump right in with how the whole tournament is going to work. You have to win 2 out of 3 rounds in order to move on. And I will say that the very beginning, when Jin Mori was, doing his pressure points, and he could not move, like he hit the wrong pressure points and he could not move, and he lost the first round. Now that I did not see coming at all. Honestly, I was kind of like sitting up on my seat. I was like, yo, Jin Mori is about to destroy this kid. I mean, he's probably going to release some type of power. We're not even going to be able to see it, okay? And no, he just couldn't move. I mean, I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even like, no, it was just straight up funny. You can't even be mad at that scene. He took the L like a man. He had confidence that his team was going to carry him, but it was truly funny. I mean, nobody can be mad at that scene. I mean, that scene, it was just pure gold. I did not see it coming at all. But then we go into the other fights, right? We see Han fighting the one high school person that's been there. He's 38 years old. And this is like my only negative thing I have to say about the episode, is the fact that they went into this flashback to explain the backstory to these other 3 characters, or at the very least 2, right? Like the 38-year-old and the female character with the sword. They tried to explain their backstory, but I just couldn't care about it, because at the end of the day, I knew this, characters were going to lose. There was no way that any of these characters were going to win. Yes, Jin lost the first round, but that was just for comedy. That was the only way he lost. It was just for comedy, and it was very funny. And once that happened, I absolutely 100% knew there was no way Mari and Han were going to lose the fight. So I already knew they were going to win. So really, those like 2 or 3 minutes that they spent explaining their backstory was, to me, really unnecessary, because at the end of the day, these characters are probably never going to return. We're probably going to never see them again, and you'll probably forget the name of these characters by the end of the episode. But now, let's talk about the big fights, though. The one with Commissioner Q and the other commissioner against Drake, and the 2 mysterious characters that showed up, because this is where we see the Shiryu and what he can do. I mean, the power that these people are using is really intriguing, because they are all so different. We see, for example, that Commissioner Q summons that Joker, and he also seems to be able to throw cards around, and depending on where the card is, he can summon like spikes through it. I mean, it's really unique power. But then on top of that, when the other commissioner showed up, as you can see from my background, that person can summon a dragon and like other different type of beasts, and then he has like the little magical sword. So the Shiryu power is definitely very, very unique to its users. The powers are completely different, because we see even the other people, one can actually like create strings to reattach, his missing body parts, because Q was just cutting that dude up. And then we have the other two. One can use like a cross, and it to me seems like it's like a religious group, the Nox organization. But yeah, she was using like a cross and was shooting beams left and right. Then we have the other guy who can, like, you know, fly and throw stuff. So all these powers are very unique, and you can tell that like the commissioner level people, especially when Q broke his limiter, which that scene again was very funny, and I knew that I had nothing to worry about because they were talking about pay. Supposedly if you break your limiter, you lose 3 months of pay. So I mean, it's crazy. They have all these rules. So if they have all these rules, to me it seems like those are the good guys. If the bad guys, of course, they don't have any rules, they can break their limiter and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that the commission or the organization that the commissioner belonged to, those are actually the good guys. And Nox, obviously, yeah, they're definitely the bad guys. Unless they have like a hidden agenda, a hidden something that will make them the good guys, I don't see it happening. They definitely look like the bad guys. I mean, even the way they act, definitely 100% like the bad guys. But, you know, we're just going to have to wait and see and get confirmation on that. But I'm 100% positive that Nox is definitely the bad guy. But yeah, overall, all the fights were truly great. I mean, what else are you gonna say about the episode? If you're watching The God of High School for like story, I don't think this anime is for you, because really there's nothing about the story that engages me. It's really just all about the fights. I love the fights. I love heavy action anime, and this is just truly doing a great job at it. For what I'm in here to watch, I'm enjoying every second of it. The fights are all really great. They're really well done, really well animated. Now, the last thing I definitely want to talk about is the new introduction of a character, which I'm guessing is the top dog for this arc, and his name was Jagao. We see that he was able to destroy his opponent, I mean, with zero effort. He was able to summon like a shark, and that shark literally ate the other dude up. And it was kind of funny because we see the shark was just chewing the dude, and I'm like, there's no way that nanomachines are going to be able to heal that dude. Like, there's just no way. And when they show him later on, it seemed like he only had like a little couple cuts in his stomach. I'm like, it looked like that shark did a lot more damage than just a couple like bruises in his stomach to bleed a little bit. Like, the amount of blood that was coming out of that scene compared to the amount of blood that they had in his stomach when they show him later is completely different. Okay, and then on top of that, we see that another person tried to go in and fight that Jagao because he was just destroying his partner, and she got destroyed as well. And Jin was about to go into the arena to stop him, and Mari, of course, she doesn't want to get disqualified and stops Jin. And it turns out that Han was also the one that was going in trying to fight the dude, because at the end of the day, that Jagao already had to win under his belt. There was no point in him trying to punish the one girl that jumped in, like stomping on her. That was definitely not necessary, unsportsmanlike. But yeah, overall, great episode. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Honestly, our main characters definitely need a lot of training so they can either get their Shiryu power or awaken it. I don't know exactly how they're going to go about it, but it needs to happen ASAP, because I don't think they'll be able to take on that Jagao and his teammates on without using that Shiryu power. And honestly, I want to see what kind of their powers, how they're gonna manifest. Like, maybe, you know, Han, I don't know exactly what his will be, but maybe he can summon creatures like the different, you know, the turtle, the tiger, the dragon, those type of different creatures. He can actually summon those to do a lot more damage. I don't know what Jin Morty might be, you know, that's kind of, you know, we don't know. But then we have Mari. Maybe she can summon like a huge sword like the other girl. We don't know, but I definitely want to see what their powers is going to look like, because it's probably going to be very unique and very powerful. But yeah, overall, good episode. I enjoyed all the fights. But like always, let me know what you thought of this episode. Go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.